Welcome back to Net Talk. We're here another week, wrapping up
The last
year.
Wow. The last week of VVL.
Yeah, the last week of VVL. We're here to fill you in on what happened over Super Saturday finals weekend.
You did your best.
Did my best. I'm Alex.
I'm Mitch.
How's your week been? You enjoy your finals weekend?
It was long. It was really long.
Sitting on some benches was tiring.
Honestly, yeah. It really was. It's pretty weird lately. I guess I coached one game, assistant coached 2 games from, I think, when did the juniors start? No, the Prem 2 men were before them.
Yeah.
Prem 2 men, juniors, and Prem 2 women.
All of the Renegades games overlapped. We moved from one
wasn't-
court to the other to the other.
Yeah.
And
It was a lot.
a little bit of a hiccup in that some of your under-19s had to make
Came
it for
late.
that Premier
Yeah.
2 game, and they overlapped.
I was ready to fully complain about that, and then I realized that 3 of the KVA players had to do the same thing. And I was like, damn, that's really annoying.
It sucks when you're just so good at under-19.
Hey, we won
It's
the
a hard
under-19
life.
match. That's all we really care about.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. Slay was the under-19s. They lost the first set, and then they got past the finals nerves, and then they just dominated.
Yeah, they look good.
Honestly, expected. They were
That's
pretty
a
good.
talented team.
That's a very stacked team.
Sometimes you can have a talented team and you still lose.
Hey, we would know. Wait, we don't have talent.
Well, I was talking about my under-19s.
Yeah. I think that's a
It
coaching
happens.
issue.
It's hard. Yeah, probably. retire. Getting kicked off the team.
The shame, this isn't really a shame. This is just an interesting point that I stumbled across. So, as most coaches probably do, after you lose a final, you watch the match to relive the pain and go through it. And I find it really funny because this relates to us pretty heavily. It's and then these are 2 guys I know pretty well. So shout out to Biz and Mick who were on the commentary for the live stream. Watching them comment on my coaching decisions made me realize that, man, sometimes you really have no idea what a coach is thinking, because they were saying things and I was like, that wasn't what I was doing or thinking or anything. So I was like, yeah, that's probably how it feels. So I was sitting there thinking man, I wonder how many times Alex and I have said something that was
It is
just
a little
so
hard from the
wrong.
commentary box.
It's very difficult. I've thought about it before, but that was just a moment where I was like, man, it is really hard to guess what a coach is doing.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was interesting food for thought. But what was your slay and shame?
My slay can be that a pair of shoes has won the shoe sweepstakes that's been going on for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I immediately got bullied by a teammate saying, so you bought a pair of shoes and the season's done? Uni games is what it's
I knew you were
for.
gonna say
Okay.
that. The season's just starting for me.
But finally got a pair of shoes. Maybe we should be doing our shoe reviews and getting into all of the
We have to actually wear them first.
details. Yeah. Well, I've worn them once and I'm not going to return these ones. I've returned 2 pairs of shoes. I think 3rd time's a charm.
Yeah.
They're pretty okay because it's a retro model.
I remember seeing them last night at training and I was like,
Yeah.
those are Kobe's?
Yeah.
But they were good.
They're limited,
old
they're limited
school.
edition, mate. They're old school with new technology.
Because I really liked the old Kobe's.
Yeah, I know. Well, I never really got to have a pair because I'm way younger than you. So,
Okay. I hated you.
but you know how I always talk about the KD15s being my favorite shoe ever?
Yeah.
These have basically the same as that.
Yeah.
But actually they're a high top, which I was a bit iffy on because I haven't worn a high top for a little while. But they actually feel okay. I'll just have to get used to that.
I think,
Not that it's going to affect my defensive movement that much, but
if anything, I am a big fan of the high tops. I don't know why. I think it's because I used to wear ankle braces and then I stopped wearing ankle braces and then felt naked.
yeah.
So then high tops was the nice
Yeah.
middle ground. I can't not wear high tops. I just
Yeah.
don't feel
yeah,
right.
something funny.
But the Kobe's old highs, the Kobe 9s, Kobe 10s and 11s, they were the prime high top shoes. I think.
Yeah.
What are you? Kobe 3.
Kobe 3 Pro Tros.
Damn.
They're a good shoe.
Don't speak too soon. You've only worn
Yeah,
them
actually,
once.
I'll see how they go.
We'll see what Alex's shame is next week.
And the shame, the shame this week is the post-season sickness hits. You know, when you stay out a little too late and an after party, and then
Really, it
Actually,
was just the after party that did it,
maybe.
not the season. Yeah.
Nah, not the season. The body was pushing through for that bronze medal. But it's just actually such a good time because I feel like I've been so busy, and then it's like, thank God I don't need to go to training.
Can't relate to that, my lord.
Yeah,
We're kicking up AVL, and I think this week I'll be training some sort of volleyball team 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Now,
Go on.
big update that we sort of missed, but we'll just act like it was this week.
What do you mean we definitely missed it?
It was the day after. It was like,
And we didn't do anything
we didn't even
about
mention it or talk about it. Maybe we'll do something. Maybe I'll post something tomorrow when this
we'll
comes
see.
out.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see. But we released our first episode 1 year ago.
Yeah. Not today, though.
Not today, though.
Wait, so do we work out whether it was Saturday or Sunday? Because I feel like we used
Well,
to.
the episode.
Yeah. Because date-wise, it probably would have been Saturday because we've always released on Fridays, right?
Yeah.
We could find out.
It was a Saturday this year because I think it was a Friday last year.
Yeah.
It was August 30th. Yeah, it was a Friday. It was a Friday.
It was literally grand final day.
Yeah.
We should have posted. We're definitely more important than the grand final.
Yeah, that's why it definitely went to the back burner. And do not rewatch those first episodes. Hopefully it's gotten better. Hopefully there's development. There's going to be more development in the off season this year.
I feel like
we'll get some stuff going.
The visual quality got better, but I don't know if the actual content got any
It's
better.
gotten somewhere, That's okay. We're developing.
Was that when we were on phone? Yeah, we were on phones for a
Yeah, a
bit,
couple
weren't we?
phones. That's still pretty good quality. Hey, bring it back. Dual camera. Now we just sit on the one.
Now, yeah, maybe we got to bring the phones back.
an extra hour.
I'll get the new Google Pixel 10 and then we'll have a couple phones lying around. Yeah, 1 year of wow.
1 year olds.
Which is weird because I suppose we did a lot of 2 episodes a week.
I was going to say, I still think we only hit like 52 episodes because we
did.
We've missed a few weeks.
And we missed a few weeks, but I think this is I could actually. Oh no, my folder's on the other computer. I think we're on this would be like 58. Maybe close. Yeah. Anyways,
Maybe there's one sitting there that's unreleased. Still,
59.
is that number 59?
Nah, that one's like number 40.
Yeah, I was like
Just
number
sitting there.
40, still sitting somewhere. Maybe that'll come.
It's almost going to be irrelevant by the time we release it. But
Yeah.
anyways, in the national local scene, we've got Queensland did the finals the same day we did.
Yes.
And more or less expected because I follow these club pages for who plays on these club teams. And I'm looking at two teams that basically have the starting 6 for the Pirates.
Yeah,
that
there's
won
a
the
few
club.
of them missing from the.
There's a couple missing.
Yeah.
But when you've got a team that's 5 out of 6 starters is your AVL team, and your AVL team won last year, you're
Should be
looking pretty
okay.
good.
Yeah.
So Bears won for the men and Wolves won for the women.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of the Wolves just for some scouting.
Yeah, I haven't, but I will want to watch these finals because there was actually a nice sort of setup in the stream. I
have a cool
looked at it a
setup.
little bit, and there is some AVL talent to watch.
Certainly.
Namely, I named Ben Carlton because we saw him at the AVC Cup
True, we
playing
did.
for the Pirates, and I was like, "What? Where has he been? He's not been back because he was in Germany, I believe."
Yeah.
But now he's back and he's played their league, and he'll be rolling around through AVL. See what position he plays because he can pass it or opposite. Or
Yeah.
he was a middle back in the day. Maybe, Queensland's smarter than throwing a pass hitter in the middle, aren't they?
For the most part.
Yeah. And then on the women's side, Scarlett Rudder and Alicia Stevens were some names in the finals, and a few others as well.
Yeah, Emma Burton, Kylie White.
Yeah.
There's a few others in that.
Yeah, there's a few missing, and there's a few there. So we'll see as we roll into AVL who pops their head back up. We go around the world.
There's a little bit.
There's just the women's world champs.
Yeah, which their quarterfinals are happening as we speak.
Yeah, there was a couple last night that I think were finished.
I think Turkey and France played.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say Turkey probably won that one.
Yeah, they did.
I think France got really lucky getting past China in the round of 16. What other? Italy will storm through to the final, I reckon. Serbia missed out, but no surprise. Because
Well, they lost in the round of 16. I took notes on that because I had a little bit of watch because I wanted to see what they do. They lost in a close 5-set
it's
at the Netherlands.
Yeah,
it was 27-25. I reckon 25-23. Netherlands winning the first 2 sets. And then they nearly won it back. And then they lost in the 5th. So they were attempting the reverse sweep. And my little note from watching that game and peeking it was Serbia won every stat category, including errors by a long margin.
Oh, really?
It was
Yikes. That's not how you win.
There were so many more errors, and I didn't really clock how many it was until looking at the stat page. It was like opponent errors, and it was like Serbia had like 40 errors, and Netherlands had like 16.
God.
And I was like, what are you doing?
Yikes.
But they're rolling into quarterfinals or nearly done quarterfinals. So if you're catching that, now is definitely the time
To
be
jump
watching
in,
it.
yeah.
Before the men's world champs picks up in a couple of weeks.
There's no more state league, so just go and watch it.
Yeah, you got a few time. You got spare time instead of training.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then into the main event, the State League Grand Finals.
The State League Grand Finals. It was a fun Saturday.
It was 3 out of 4 of these games were entertaining.
We'll start with the most entertaining one. Okay, the bronze medal, the men's bronze medal match.
I don't think that's right. But anyway.
This was a bit of fun.
Yeah, you were in it. That's why.
We had fun.
I believe you.
I
I heard there was some silliness going
There
on.
was a little bit of shenanigans
Yeah, I did hear this.
from like, you still obviously want to win and you still want to play. And then it's like, we won the
heard-
first set.
I heard that the decision to want to win was a bit later.
Yeah, it might have happened in the fourth set. You win the first set, you go, all right, we can try some things.
I think it's just
Throw
funny.
a middle as the pass it up. We're not doing what Vipers is doing, making pass hitters middles. We're making
We're
middles
doing
pass
we're going the
hitters.
other way around.
Yeah. And excelled.
Yeah. I heard this was just Yara and you guys just, I guess like most of your main guys for them are sort of pretty injured. So there's a lot of youth in this game.
Yeah.
Bit of fun to be had.
Yeah. To the Yarra guys that we were joking with at the after party, I was not wearing the bronze medal at the club. I was wearing an under 19 gold medal. Okay.
The better one.
I put it on my head.
How did you get an under 19 gold medal? One of mine.
One of the girls under 19
Wow.
gold medals. Just popped it around the neck for 30 seconds. It was like,
And they got ridiculed for
I was
it.
on their bench for a couple games, so I should have deserved a gold
When?
medal, but
I was there.
couple regular season games. The 2 that you weren't there, I was there.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I joked with one of the Yarra guys, and they go, we thought you Renegades guys would wear a bronze medal. I was like, oh my God. That's what you would do.
Yeah.
But it was a good fun game.
Bronze medal's still new for you guys. It's such a weird, I said it last week, such a weird
Worthless.
thing. It's really not.
It was a good fun game, so that was good to finish a 5-setter. There was
Yeah.
everyone. You just wanted to get your volleyball reps in. That's why we let it go to 5.
True. And then the gold medal match. This was the only match of the top 4 that wasn't a 5-setter. Every other match was a 5-setter.
Yeah,
This was 3-0.
it was actually the
we
last
predict-
game of the day.
We predicted this.
Everyone predicted this.
Everyone except for Monash, probably. No offense to those Monash guys, but Heidelberg are just really hard to beat.
Yeah.
What can we say?
They just have a good matchup in this game.
Unfortunately for Monash, I do think, Heidelberg match up really well against them.
Yeah,
Compared to some other teams, maybe. Also, Heidelberg in the finals is different to Heidelberg in the season. They play very different.
Yeah.
And it's really, really tough to beat
and
them.
it was unfortunate that this was the last of the major grand finals
Yeah.
because everyone might have started to leave.
But yeah, because to be fair, like we got up just before set 2 ended and everyone got up as well. And we're like, oh, okay.
Oh, we waited to see set 3 because we sort of wanted to see who was starting, and then it was walking out.
Did we?
Yeah, we were still standing at the door, see if
like,
they were changing lineups.
Let's go. Tough run for the Monash
Tough run.
boys.
That's a really hard,
Yeah.
mountain to climb. Speaking of rewatching finals to listen to commentary, don't rewatch this one.
Rewatch last year's. Last year's was good, we promise. Another year, another Heidelberg win. Good on the boys.
3 in a row is with the same core, but they've started to shift around their other pieces. So they've got a really good team going. To win 3 in a row is still a tough
It's
ask
still a pretty good achievement.
because you're navigating injuries, availabilities, all that stuff, and they've just done it really, really well. And they did everything well. They served well in this game. They passed well. They just looked so comfortable.
Yeah.
And we were saying, giving feedback and watching them play, it's a really hard team to play against because their side out is so efficient.
Yeah.
They don't mind not putting on they do put on a huge amount of surface pressure, but they can ease it off. they don't mind going point for point because they just know that they're winning on side out.
Yeah.
So it's such a hard thing to know where you're like, oh my God, we are still 15, 16. We're down 1 point. It's bring backable. And then it's like,
and they also
all
know,
it takes
like,
is one serve run.
Yeah, and they know that because they side out so fast, they've got 3 players there that almost serve twice almost every time.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's hard to beat them. Moving into the women's, the bronze medal match, this one was dramatic, I heard.
This one, yeah.
The reverse sweep.
I wanted to watch this. I need to
I
look
wanted
it
to
up.
go.
There was a lot of commotion on that side. And Heidelberg up 2-0.
Yeah.
Looked good. I've heard that they were playing just really well in those first 2 sets to then get reverse swept hurts.
So I'd heard Monash changed their lineup pretty significantly between sets 2 and 3. And then the lineup they found just got it done.
Worked, yeah.
They went with a young gun on the left side and they put Arwen on the right side. I think they changed their middles around as well and just went on a roll. And Heidelberg just had nothing after that change up. So good on them. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch this because it overlapped with the Prem 2 women's final.
Yeah.
But yeah, good on Monash for figuring it out. A reverse sweep
Sticking through,
is one of the most satisfying victories I think there is involved.
They finished the season on a win. You don't normally
Also
get to
that.
finish the season on a win.
And to finish the season on a reverse sweep is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's also, for Heidelberg, probably one of the worst feelings. It's like unfortunate. But this is sport. Gold, though, this one was probably one of the best women's matches I've seen this year, like in State League, I think. Dandenong and Yarra. Yarra almost pulling off the reverse sweep.
Just falling a touch short. Dandenong knows how to put on a good grand final. They've had to do some reverse sweeping in the past. They just have like such a mature team. That's a lot of players that have been there before, so they kind of know what it is. And that might have been the pressure to open this game. Yarra hasn't been in the grand final for quite some time. They've always fallen short just a touch earlier than that hurdle.
I think talent-wise, and I've spoken about it at length the podcast season, I guess you could say. These two teams are very talented. Dandenong slightly more middle-centric and Yarra slightly more outside-centric in terms of like where their focus is, but they still line up really well together. I think Dandenong's win in 5 was purely the fact that they've been in a final more than Yarra has in recent years.
Yeah.
Because the nerves kind of showed in that 5th set, I think. And maybe a little bit in the first 2 sets. Because Dandenong walked away with it fairly easily.
They did just look comfortable the first 2 sets. It was such a good game to watch because they were just comfortable responding to whatever Yarra was throwing, and Yarra was rolling the dice and it wasn't quite coming off. There was just a few too many errors at sort of funky times, which sort of reared their head again in that 5th set.
Yeah.
Which was just such a tough ask because when you're coming up against a team that's doing nothing wrong, you have to find something to go right.
Yeah.
And they did for sets 3 and 4.
I think that's what I said last week, is that like my prediction, I think, was like Dandenong win the first 2 sets and then when Yarra have nothing to lose, they'll be really, really good. And I think they got to that 5th set and I was like, oh no. Like
as we saw in the semi-final, like they also fell a little bit at a hurdle, but they turned it back on. And Heidelberg in the semi couldn't hold them off. But Dandenong is that little bit more of an experienced team that going into that 5th set, you probably could have seen it going either way, but I still feel like we were like, Dandenong still seems comfortable and in control.
They weren't making, I'm not going to classify them as silly errors, but just nervous errors, I think. I think Yarra made a couple of nervous errors at like 10 all, 11 all, and I think, maybe even 9 all. I think like...
Yeah, touch earlier.
I feel like the scoreline was like 12-9.
Yeah. Dandenong just kept that and looked good. And we actually missed something from both these gold medal matches.
Did we?
Yeah. So the finals MVP for the women was Roshi, who had an outstanding game.
Honestly, Yarra were hitting as hard as they could from all areas of the court, and Roshi was getting it all.
Yeah, the defensive side of Dandenong was
showing
impeccable to then be able to still run through the middle in transition. Either stick hitters were both doing well, versus Yarra are dominant on the stick hitters, but like forcing them a little bit more out of system all the time. It's a lot harder of an ask. And then the finals MVP for the men, which we missed as well, was Jazza there. second pass hitter,
Ah,
which was interesting. But
yeah.
he had a good finals.
He had a good game.
Thought it could have almost gone to cash even as the opposite.
Yeah.
Both turned up because it doesn't really matter how the rest of your season's gone if you're the big guys in the finals. And obviously Monash was watching Manjot and Kunwa.
Which is,
I mean, watching them hit kills maybe, but it's just how it goes.
sometimes that's just how it is when you play those guys.
Yeah. So the other guys got a little bit more looks, and that was really good from them.
Did Bronze do bronze medal MVP?
No.
Boring.
No.
Give me that bronze medal match MVP.
No.
Ah, shame.
Shame.
Maybe it could have been you. That was maybe your best game of the year.
No. Best game of the year, and it's still not that great. So we'll shake it out. We'll throw you to our sponsor, and then we're getting back to we'll name an all-star team from the VVL.
Yeah, we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by Andor Financial.
Now, as some of you know, a good friend of ours, good friend of the show, and our Melbourne Uni Renegades captain, Michael Cirillo, has recently started his own mortgage broking business.
Not only this, but Mike and Andor Financial have committed to supporting and sponsoring Net Talk for the indefinite future.
If you didn't know, Mike has spent the last 10 years in the finance industry in both financial planning and mortgage broking roles, and is super passionate about empowering people to take control of their financial future.
So you, or if anyone you know is in need of a home loan or would like to review their current lending situation, reach out to Mike and Andor Financial.
You can find out more information in the footnotes or description down below.
Thank you again to Andor Financial for sponsoring Net Talk. And we're back.
We're back. We're naming our All-Star 7, all right? With a little bit on it, with a little bit of honourable mentions for the follow-ups, people that are in contention.
Yeah.
We'll just preface this with,
This is just our opinion.
this is our opinion,
which is
heavily biased. Because it's just kind of like who we like playing with, or who we don't like playing against. And
you may as well just say it's all our friends.
yeah, no. And some of them is people I hate.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's a little bit because like we tried to think about criteria you'd give it, because a couple of these players we're naming, honorable mentions or in our All-Star 7, missed some time. There's a couple of people that I didn't give a position because they missed some time. Like,
There's also some people that probably will miss out because, like, how many other Prem 1 matches did you watch this year? Like,
Yeah, a
we
couple.
barely got to see any.
yeah.
So these are mostly people that we know of, played against,
Yeah.
and are known to be sort of the best players on their teams.
And we
these
like
kind of
the
things.
All-Star 7 system in terms of picking a team because it feels like it honours every position. VV typically, though, at the awards night does a best category position.
Which we don't like.
It just typically leaves out middles.
And
Because there's a best blocker, and that's kind of the only thing a middle can win. But also, middles aren't often
Good.
the best
Like
blocker because you
blockers.
don't get
Yeah.
high volume blocks as a middle.
I feel like one year there were 3 pass hitters and an opposite that won.
Last year there was no middles.
Yeah, there was-
except
yeah,
for-
I think it was
I think
last
Dill
year.
got best blocker, which was
But
a bit
he
interesting,
wasn't really
but-
playing.
Yeah, because
middle.
there's a best server, there's a best
Yeah.
passer. There's not, which was also a bit funny because there's no best pass hitter. There was best attacker and best
passer.
receiver.
Yeah.
And it's like a bit funny.
There was one year, I feel like there was like 2 opposites that were
Yeah.
named. And I think just make it All-Star 7 positions.
Yeah,
It's-
so this is
yeah.
a little thing, and on the coaches' side, they get to pick from essentially the votes that were granted over the season. I think that makes it a short list. So there are some names here that weren't even eligible to be voted in these positions.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. But we'll start on the men's side for the men's All-Star 7, starting with setters.
Yeah.
And here's my bias coming out.
Go on.
I'm naming Mike Cirillo to my All-Star 7.
He'll be so thrilled.
He's someone that missed some time, missed the first half of the season.
Yeah.
The first 4 or 5 weeks, and we were a shambles of a team the first 5 weeks. We were also missing Liam Van Gamston myself for some of that, but but I think he, as a setter, has still got some very clean hands
Just like the stability
and
that he brings.
his smartness, and something that goes overlooked for setters is that he's the best defending setter in the league. He's the worst blocking setter in the league.
I don't think he's the worst.
I'm kidding. But it is that actually he gets so many dirty touches as a blocker that are still good for defenders.
Yeah.
That I then fuck up on defense, so he can blame me for those.
I would blame you as well.
But I would still say he's the best setter.
I would almost agree. My setter is, he'll kill me for it, but is probably par one. Just the block presence, serve presence is probably a touch better than Mike. But it's so context. Like if you're giving All-Star 7's the best setter, it's like, oh yeah, par one maybe a touch better. But it depends which team you're putting him with.
Yeah.
I think if you're putting him with his guys, it makes sense. If you're putting him with guys he doesn't really know, it probably doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
Whereas Mike probably a bit versatile. So I got par 1, Mike, honourable mention.
Yeah. Some other honourable mentions, whether they had down years or up years to sort of get themselves in contention. Tom Martin, young setter from Monash, has had a pretty good year with them. He just sort of, I mean, we're trying to look at the whole season, but you fall few poor decision-making runs during finals hurts, but he's young, he's learning. He'll get some high-pressure moments at AVL.
He'll learn a lot from him.
Linford for Yarra has just always been such a consistent setter there, and Cade for Phantoms has, I think, been a pretty big impact for Phantoms to get them the 5th slot, but like to get them to finals and be there. Because they're a team that has one dominant option, but he still gets the other options good looks, so they're contributing, which I think is pretty important from a setter.
No, I agree. Libro? I got
Why are we
Darcy.
starting with our two most biased positions?
For fun.
But this isn't biased. This is just facts.
I got Darcy Cox. You got Darcy Cox too, don't you?
Yeah, but we also have Luca.
Well, I don't have Luca. I got someone else for my honourable mention. But Darcy Cox just, I think he's just one of the most all-rounded Libros. So some Libros really favour heavily one or the other. I think Darcy just does both, as in serve reception or defending. I think Darcy does both to an exceptionally high level.
Yeah.
And still giving him this award even though he missed a decent chunk of the season as well.
Which is why it was that we didn't miss much when our next best Libro stepped in, and I think we were very grateful that we had such a good Libro.
Yeah.
And they're both, maybe it goes under the radar for Libros because you only see it at training. These are the two strongest arm swing Libros I've ever seen.
They do have some cannons in the old 3-on-3 backcourt.
Yeah. There's some good honourable mentions here as well, though, that you'll see at Vipers and or both actually played tremendously across the finals series is two Quins, Quinn Borchardt for Yarra and Quinn Tennant
for Monash.
These two guys, I think they're great Libros, and they do have favours as well. Like Quinn Borchardt is such a good defensive Libro. His defensive touch and reading the ball is amazing, and Quinn, and he's still pretty darn good at defence, but he's definitely got real good serve reception.
Like watching the final, I think the scoreline would have been less favourable, and it wasn't favourable to Monash, but it would have been a lot less if Quinn Tennant wasn't so good at serve reception.
Yeah.
I think he was keeping them in that game for a decent amount longer than what most Libros could.
An honour to a team that just missed out on finals. Stefan from Cobras. It was a pretty big impact for them. Wasn't there for the start of the season, but was there a good bit of maturity there for a lot of young guys to give some structure to that team, and he looked really good when he was playing.
Pass hitters?
Pass hitters.
You and I both got the same number one pick, I think.
Yeah, Manjot. Just showed again that he's all-rounded.
He does it all.
High level at everything.
Just does it all. And I think people will say like, oh, but he's like small, but it's like when he blocks, like he doesn't get sharp blocks that often, but he gets so many soft touches. I just don't think, I don't think that's a conversation anymore. And he kills the ball fast. He passes the ball near perfect.
Yeah.
He just does it all.
He just has such a fast arm swing that he can, not that he gets many bad sets, but out of system balls, everything, he just fixes it and puts you under pressure so you never get eased off.
And people probably give him a lot of credit for his really sharp and fast arm swings, but he has a lot of really good off-pace shots.
Yeah.
That make him, he's just very dynamic.
Yeah.
So Manager, and then who have you got for second?
Second spot, controversial. It's up for grabs. His second spot is up for grabs between a couple guys.
It could go to anyone.
It could go to a few.
Yeah.
But just from the sheer amount of work he's done for Monash, I'm giving it to Dil Lucchesi.
Yeah.
Right? He's just such a good attacker, blocker, pretty good passer. So, like, he does enough to get my second slot because I just think he's good.
Yeah.
And he puts service behind the baseline. even though it comes with a couple errors.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. But I think he's had such a good season. It's a pity he'll get thrown through the middle at AVL probably.
Man does it all.
Man does it all. He's an actor. Does any role.
My second is Liam Van Gemst.
Yeah.
I think not many guys are as tall as him that can pass as well as him and block and defend. Like, he's a complete package. He's more than carried us for a number of years now, I think. So also just curious to know, like, what does the team look like if Manjot and Liam play together? Like,
Put them both on.
put them both, like, and just see what happens.
He's so funny. Liam's defensive touch, like, he gave him credit for it. It goes under the radar a bit because he does a bit of a funky one. Not funky, but like he stands shallower than most other people would. But he's just got the
just has such
size and the
reach,
read that he just is so good from there.
It's like, I think this year, having not really played and having sat on your guys' bench a number of times as assistant coach, I really was just thinking, yeah, we're getting a lot of digs in 6. It's Liam and Henry.
Yeah. And sitting on the bench for the few weeks where he was also on the bench, you kind of notice sort of things.
Like, we're not getting the ball up that much. There's
so many honourable mentions here. Lockie Ray for Yarra was there. Probably found their spot as their standout player because they had a few other injuries in other positions. Shouldered a lot of the weight there. Scott Johnson for Phantoms was their primary option and played real good across like doubleheader weekends, played real good in the finals against us, probably the best game I've seen him play. So that gives him a bit of weight. And then giving him credit for getting Eastside that 6th slot. Ethan from Eastside, their pass hitter, was real solid for them. Like, you give them credit that they pushed to get that 6th slot. Someone you'll see at AVL as well. Got injured to finish the season, so probably didn't get to lift him off the bottom portion of the ladder, but still finding his feet in VVL as Harry Sinclair was pretty solid as well.
Yeah, my honourable mentions are not, my list isn't as big as yours, sorry. Dylan Lucchesi, it has to go to him. He was, he's the captain, but he was the glue to that Monash team for sure. And the one thing I really respect Dill for that a lot of pass hitters should maybe lean from is like he gets them off the hook from backcourt really easily with his pipe. I just find that really interesting about Monash. It's like, yeah, Still's in backcourt. Yeah, we don't have to worry about it, jokes. Like, you do have to worry about him in backcourt. Him and Scott Johnson, my other honourable mention, are 2 pass hitters that are very, very good on the pipe. And they're just very good for both their respective teams. And you'll see them in AVL. Opposites now. This is the funky one.
Oh, let's leave that to last. Let's throw through middles. Come on. Surely middles.
Fine. All right. Go on. Who you got?
It's Kanwar
Yeah, I got Kamar as well.
and James Walsh.
Oh, I have James Walsh as well.
I was like, I think the top 2 slots are pretty distinct from the rest. Actually, there's a couple that I might give
There's a
some credit.
couple depending on the year.
But Kanwar's offensive pressure is one of a kind, and his service pressure is real strong.
Yeah.
His block is real solid, so he just presents.
It just does
fast
exactly
ball.
what a middle
You
at a
keep
high level
and he
does.
runs it fast. Where you have to keep him. You have to hold as a middle on
have to
him. You have to
commit.
watch him.
Yeah.
Secondary blockers have to try and help block more than against any other middle.
Yeah.
All right. You can't not help block when it's Parwan and Kanwar in the front court together.
No, you have to honour them
You
both.
have to both be there.
Yeah. Walshy, our teammate, he is just one of the most athletic middles I think I know.
Yeah.
The guy's block presence and his ability to get up and find, like his A quick is essentially a meter ball.
Yeah, I was like, he is the best presenting middle I've ever seen. Like, he gets up out of system, the way he can get his hitting window, biggest hitting window of any middle.
Of any middle for sure.
In existence.
Probably, he's so athletic, I would even argue he's hard to set. That would be a Mike question for sure.
Yeah.
But I'd be very curious to know, because like we obviously play with him, but I'm pretty sure he's a middle that most other middles have to commit to.
Yeah.
Even when the pass is slightly off the net, because we can just set him a little bit off and it kind of works.
Yeah.
My honourable mention is Noah Van Gemst. He had a bit of an injured year this year.
Yeah.
But I think he's very similar to Walshy, maybe not as strong on the shoulder, but same sort of presence. Just gets up so high and has such a big hitting window and such a good blocking presence. You can't really ignore either of these guys.
Yeah. We've got a few honourable mentions as well. Goppy from Heidelberg as well.
Yeah.
Gets a bit overshadowed being the secondary middle, but
it's a shame
still
Cam was
just
in
like
that team. Yeah.
the muscly man that he is just is so threatening. So honestly, even when Canwa's off and Parwan's in the backcourt, you're still holding a middle
You can't
more than anyone
fall
else.
asleep on Goppy.
Isaiah Burns has always been sort of in the top contention. He's been real good for Yarra. He's just
another very, very
solid.
athletic middle. That is probably quite difficult to set because he gets up so high.
and he runs sort of, not the slower, but like the slower middle. So you actually hang with him that little bit longer rather than going out. Stefan was pretty big difference for Monash when they needed a middle. Great year from him. He'll sneak into Vipers. Connor had a bit of a down year, I reckon. He had a bit of a better, stronger year last year with Cobras, but he found his feet sort of towards the end of the season. And Cal Goldsmith for Eastside as well. Like, respect on a team that the passing was sometimes shaky to get to the 6 seed. They had a lot of 5-setters. That's a tiring job for a middle that plays all 5 sets. And he was always presenting, which is really good.
Tough gig. Opposites now.
This is depressing. The men's side of the league in the opposite.
I think there was a lot of injuries this year though from main opposites that we would normally see. Like Darcy Tagg, we didn't really see much from him this year. Go on, who have you got?
I've got two people down. Do you need to get that?
No.
Okay. Because I don't really know who it should go, but I'm going to say Riley, the opposite for Monash. When he came, joined this team, it was a pretty big difference maker. Made us respect their opposites a bit more. He obviously fell off a little. Didn't fall off. He had a shaky game round 18 and then didn't really get the chances in finals, which probably hurts. But he was such a difference maker for them, I reckon, over this season.
Yeah.
Probably could have gone to a Cash from Heidelberg, who was the opposite, wasn't really dependent on across the season, but finals was
had a good showing.
Yeah, good showing.
I had you purely because like when you're very consistent and stable. I think a lot of opposites we shade pretty heavily for being very inconsistent. Lucky I didn't see you for the first half of the season.
Yeah, where I was consistently shit.
Yeah.
That was injured too.
I only saw you for the last half, which you were pretty good. And I think anyone who saw the semi-final, like you were like our main player, I reckon, for most of that game. So that's going to you. And then a Cash is my second option. The only reason I was flipping and flopping between these. I made the joke in my head that neither of these opposites play defense. So what's the big deal there?
Yeah. No opposite
plays defense. Yeah.
No.
So
It's a bit of a spot up for grabs. Next season maybe it'll shake out different. Because all these opposites I've got down, like we all had really good years last year.
And no
like
one,
I would actually say other honourable mention was Darcy Tagg, who's been battling injury.
Yeah.
Sat out, obviously, pushed through some stuff in the final, sat out in the bronze medal.
And there's some guys as well that have played opposite in the past that didn't play this year. Like Dylan Casey played opposite, I think, a bit last year.
Maybe 1 or 2 games there this year.
The K brothers were here, but they were here for like 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
So it's hard to go there. A few other teams had rotating opposites, so it's like hard to give them the mention. But yeah, those are All-Star 7. Feel free to roast us in the comments.
And the 2 last, like, non-position awards.
Oh, yeah, this is our non-All-Star.
Because VV does it. We better try and come up with our picks for best rising star. Is usually a player that's under 21 or... I don't know the specific age criteria, but I think it's that you can't have been in Premier League for long.
Can someone tell us how that works?
I just remember getting told I wasn't eligible, and I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Well, you've been here a long time."
Oh, so they're going to say because you weren't actually that good.
Well, not this year. I'm talking 10 years ago, buddy.
Okay.
But I think it's Tom Martin.
Yeah,
Stepped into a starting centre role. He'll find more and more strengths, and he'll be scary that he's so athletic.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I also and this is probably a reflection of just like the nature of how the league worked this year in the sense that we didn't really get to see a whole lot of other teams. So this is more of like we just heard and we know Tom's pretty young and he is in a team that came second.
Yeah,
so
we've seen match footage and
he's also
has played well over finals.
Like a starting role as a younger guy on a top 2 team is pretty impressive. MVP?
Manjot.
Yeah, fair enough. My MVP is Dil Lucchesi.
Oh.
I think without him, that Monash team maybe doesn't go as far.
Yeah.
They certainly go far, but I don't know. I think he adds a hell of a lot to that team. A thought experiment would be like, what does Heidelberg look like without Manjot? I think they still look almost as good.
But they...
Maybe a bit less consistent.
Yeah.
But interesting. All right. Moving on to the women's.
Women's side.
This one was hard because I think the average talent in the women's is actually higher.
Yeah.
Like everyone's averages are quite high compared to standouts that can sometimes pop up here and there, other than one person, which we'll get into in a second. Same rules apply, our opinion.
These are the players that we saw. Me personally didn't get to, like I watched enough of the Women's League this year, more than previous years, but still so competitive. I'm weighing this to seeing who I've watched. Starting with the setters, this is someone that missed time, but I noticed when they were missing time, like the team wasn't quite the same. They still got to the top of the ladder.
Yeah.
Okay. But Liana from Yarra was tremendous this year, second cross finals. You give them credit for finals performances as a setter, flawless. Like, really good.
Yeah. I got Lou Bates. I went the other way. I think this was Liana's award for me right up until finals, like the grand final. I just think Lou set that grand final match really well. To be fair, I think Lou has probably the advantage because she's playing with Roshi. I think Roshi allowed Lou to flick that ball out at will with really good in transition, like passing and stuff like that. So that's what I gave to. And then honourable mention, Eva from Monash. She was setting while their main setter Millie was away, and she was just wicked and super young and huge as well. Like her blocking presence is unreal. So she got another honourable mention for setting for me.
And Mary gets my honourable mention from Heidelberg.
Yeah.
Pretty big difference maker for them. Also helped by having a tremendous libero. But
we'll get into the many Libros. We've got a shout out in a bit. Oh, do we get to them now? We'll just do them.
We'll just do them now. We can do Libros. The finals MVP. The best Libro in the league for the last few years.
Roshi.
Longer? Roshi.
It's like she's just so good. Like I don't think people realize how good she is. I will say the gap is getting smaller and it's not like she's getting worse. It's the other Libros are catching up, which is really, really good. But watching her in that final, I was just like, she just adds so much.
I just always think she read the game really well.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, she reads the game really well, but she also doesn't like proactively move. She moves late and fast and it's always perfect. Like she reads it so well, gets to a good spot and then moves.
I was thinking about this the other day. If you really want to like rate a Libro, serve and defense is obviously like their main two skills, but watch the way that Roshi block covers and how many block covers she actually gets. Yarra blocked really, really well in that grand final and it did not matter.
Yeah, it didn't die.
Roshi got almost every one of them. Really, really impressive with Roshi. And then I have 3 honourable mentions because they're 3 really good Libros. I had 2 of them, the Smith sisters. So I got Miller, Cat and Ruby. Ruby got the Libro role a bit late in the season for Heidelberg. But when she got it, I think they looked better.
Yeah.
I think they looked really stable.
That's they're across finals, flawless, I reckon, as a Libro.
And Miller and Cat came into Renegades and I had 2 pretty new Libros in the team before they came and I think they just added so much defensive presence for us and they're just outrageously good. 2 Libros. Who have you got?
Them.
Nice.
As well. I was like,
nice.
Yes, the same.
I think anyone who watched
a few other teams out there, Libros are great and amazing, but I would say Roshi is a difference maker, which is hard as a Libro.
Yeah.
And
Anyone with the
Ruby
last
was a
name-
difference maker for Heidelberg over those finals, I think.
Anyone with the last name Smith is just a libero,
I
apparently.
think it was like getting Heidelberg to that 5-setter against Yara was a difference maker at the libero position.
No, I agree. Pass it.
Pass hit. I think the top two that I'm saying are obvious because they were here for the whole season.
Hey, I've got two versions of this.
The best player wasn't here
Yeah.
for long enough for me to stomach giving it to her. So I'm giving respect to Janelle. Missed 2 weeks at the end of the year because she's moving away, but across the rest of the season, actually missed some of the start of the season
I
as
think
well.
it was longer than that. Yeah.
But difference maker, Janelle, as a pass hitter, strongest, most aggressive attacker, I think, on the left side, on the women's side. And then also Alison from Yara had just a tremendous year. Probably being their first option.
I think just like one of the most stable pass hitters in the league. I went slightly different direction, but my main two would be also Janelle and Alison, except if Alyssa Kinkella had stayed a little bit longer, I would go Janelle and Alyssa. I don't know how many rounds she played for. We were tossing up whether if you were eligible for finals, you were eligible for All-Star 7, and I'm pretty sure Alyssa played 8 games, but I don't know.
Could have flown her back then to play finals.
Hey, I'm not Monash. They can figure that out. I think no contest. Janelle just adds so much to that Dandenong team. You could say the teams played differently when they played, but when Dandenong didn't have Janelle and they first come up against Yara tore them apart pretty convincingly. But when they had Janelle, it was a very, very different story.
Yeah.
My other honourable mention is Gwen. I think Gwen adds so much. And Gwen and Molly, the trio of them, but Molly played a bit more right side, so she's in the right side category. Just adds so much to that Yara team. That's what makes them is the 3 pin hitters.
Yeah.
All of them super dynamic and just good.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of – this is another position where the floor has increased quite a bit on the women's side. I reckon every other club has some standout outsides, some players that are right there just on the cusp. And then it's just a testament to the top 2 teams though that if their top outside wasn't performing at 100%, maybe their floor is very high. If they're performing at 95%, their second outside of Gwen or Alex Stock, who did some pass hitting as well, just fills in that gap flawlessly, and they can be first options as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's probably what separates a lot of the when I said the women's side has a really high average. That's what separates the top from the middle is how consistently can you be that dominant? And I think Janelle proved that every time she was there, she was dominant. Moving into opposites.
A little shallow on the women's side as well, I think.
But we spoke about it. I think it's shallow because most opposites also play outside.
Yeah.
In fact, all 3 of the opposites I've got here played outside for just as much of the time they played opposite. I got Arwen as the number 1.
Yeah, I was saying maybe I've got Arwen as number 1 because I saw some World Uni Game stuff as well. So it's biased with that you've done some international volleyball. But she had a really, really good season, stepped up and made Monash different and more competitive when they didn't have Alyssa. That showed that she's a top opposite. So she was my pick as well.
I also heard that she was playing left side for the 2 sets against Heidelberg for the bronze, and then switched to the right side, and that was one of the big difference makers. So, I think she had a really good season because she's not played a right side before this year. She's only played middle, I believe. So, she gets my main all-star, and then honorable mention to Molly and Alex Stock. I think the difference is just that they played some left side, some right side, and the mix mash. But they, in their respective teams, without them, their teams would look very different, I think.
Yeah.
Who have you got honorable mentions?
Same.
Okay.
Same little picks that they both were just perfect as well in finals.
Middles is a tough one. Middles is the only position on the women's side I might say I would love to see more.
Yeah.
More, I feel not more, there's just not many middles around. Every team, every coach I talk to is man, I need more. I've only got 2 middles for the whole season.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, me too.
It's the most honourable mentions I've got written down, I think, of any of the categories, because I'm like, there's so many good middles, and I just like they're just good. They just need more showing, and like, it's a hard position to be rated.
Who your main two?
Meg from Dandenong had a tremendous final series, a really good season for the few games I got to watch, and she's just such a good presenting middle as well, fast arm, can attack, make decisions late, and then Georgia Tedesco is still one of the best middles in the league.
Yeah, and she proved it the last few rounds, I think.
Yeah.
I think she had a slower start to normal this in terms of seasons, but she finished really, really strong in the last few games I watched. I got the same too. I think they were just two of the most dominant middles throughout the season. Honorable mentions, I've got Lulu Greer from my team. I think without her, we would not have done anywhere near as good. And Ella McDonald from Dandenong, who is really, really good for them. One of the young rising stars in the league. Yeah, I
think she was really, really propped up by finals performances, but they were really good from a younger athlete. I also noted Bella Smith for Heidelberg, had some really good performances across the year, across finals. For a team that lost their veteran middle that you just get to learn behind, so it probably makes it a bit tough ask, but then you get to learn behind them as an assistant coach, which also definitely helps, because I know she still went to trainings. But she really stepped into that role to be a really good middle. And also Ebony from Cobras definitely is a big reason for why they were in their position. It was a really good season.
Yeah. So much talent.
The Rising Star?
Rising Star, I think, is almost... Well, I'm looking at this and I'm realising that there's another one that we need to consider. I'm typing on my list, not your list. It's either going to go to Ella McDonald or Ruby Smith, I think. Yeah. I am putting them both in because I think they're two of the youngest and most high-performing athletes in the top 4 women's finals. Probably has to go to Ella McDonald because she was in the winning team and she was starting 6 and had a really good finals performance, if I had to pick. But both very, very deserving of the Rising Star Award. Yeah.
MVP is probably
pretty obvious.
So I think it's chalked up to like a 50-50 as well, a little bit. Maybe 60-40.
Go on.
Just leaning to Janelle.
Okay.
All right, finals performances, winning, gets you over that line a little bit too. It's sad that it'll hurt. But Allison was my other player in the running because she just had such a good year. Getting to peak into those Yarra games was really good. But Janelle was just so strong.
Yeah, I had Allison or Janelle, but I think Janelle solidified it for me purely just because of how much she adds to that Dandenong team. Yeah. Just not night and day, but just the way she comes into that team and just adds so much energy is outrageous. Yeah. Those are our picks.
Let us know yours. We've had some little chit chats in the Discord about people's picks. A few that we were like, what are you guys doing? A few that were like, whatever. And then it derailed immediately into
chaos.
It just immediately derailed into relegation, promotion, fixed league.
We got to that pretty quick. It's all healthy conversation.
All healthy. So let us know who you were thinking when you got to watch games across the season. Were there people who peaked higher and maybe didn't sustain it? Maybe some people had really good stretches of 5-6 weeks. Just how this season went.
Yeah, it was a good season, I think.
I think it was a really good year.
It was a good year, yeah.
And it's a good year of net talk.
Sure.
No.
Yeah, we are going to take a little couple-week break.
Yeah.
And then we'll do AVL.
And then we'll get some previews going. We're looking at the team list. We're looking at the AVL team lists.
I gotta do my scouting reports.
Yeah, we're looking at there is not a high floor in AVL this year.
No. Yeah. So thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed VVL and the coverage that we brought this year. The inaccuracies.
A shout out to everyone that listened, everyone that plays. We're trying to give everyone credit because everyone's contributing to the volleyball community, which is really good.
Yeah. And otherwise, we'll see you in the next one in a couple of weeks.
See ya.